Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I am your host, Eric Smith, and today I'm talking about The Unicorn Killer by Candace Nola. It says Uncomfortably Dark Horror. Would that be the publisher? I suppose. This is just a little tiny. Look at how tiny that book is. Let's see. Less than 50 pages. I'm just going to read what's on the back. That way I can't be accused of spoiling anything. Well, I mean, I could be. You can do what you want. But Frank Franklin has one goal in life, to be the world's most memorable serial killer. But he's grown bored with his routine and craves something fresh and inspiring. He longs for something that will cement his place in the history books. A late-night infomercial might be the answer to his prayers in a most unexpected way. I wonder what that could be. I love this cover. I'm going to point that out right now. Look at the beautiful colors on there. So, first of all, I ordered this directly from the publisher. I got it signed by Candace Nola, and it came with a rainbowy, colorful pencil. I mean, the lead is just regular lead, but it's just a bright, colorful pencil and a little rubbery thing. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a little rubbery unicorn creature. It's in plastic. And some bright, just colorful stickers. I think Lisa Frank stickers, if I remember correctly, the artist. So yeah, I like to order directly from the publisher when I can. And when you get goodies as an extra, as a bonus, can't say no to that. But you know what? I love this cover so much, I'm going to tell you that the cover artist is Michael Squid. Just great colors, very cool. So, the book itself, I found very enjoyable. I'll tell you right now, gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodread. I really liked it. Frank is an interesting character. The book starts right in the middle of a murder. Again, first page. Can you spoil something when you're talking about the first page? Let me know in the comments below. But he's getting bored with his murder routine. And, but Candace Nola sort of develops his character. She gives him some interesting traits. Like his not obsession, but he drinks Fanta all the time. And but he's watching TV after his latest murder. And yes, he is inspired by something he sees and decides to get a new routine, as it were. I want to cover up Candace Nola's name there. I have a ring light, which you can see. So I have to be careful that you don't just get a big old glare when I'm showing off the cover. So, again, with such a small book, it's difficult to talk too much about it because I want to avoid spoilers. It's well written. Frank is an interesting character. It's crazy. It's just wild and fun and goes places that you might not expect, I think. And I will say, since I can't talk too much about the story, I think I've covered the basics. Frank wants to be a famous serial killer. He's bored with his murder routine. He comes up with something new. It's well written. Frank's an interesting character. It's a lot of fun. So I think I've covered what I need to cover as far as trying to get you to maybe pick it up and read it. Definitely recommend it. 4 out of 5. But here's the thing. For some reason, this picture of Frank, it's really, he's got a weird look on his face, but it reminds me of Elijah Wood. I could see this being a movie and Elijah Wood playing the character of Frank Franklin. I know Elijah Wood's a huge horror fan, and so I'd love to see him even though this doesn't really look like him, but for some reason it just reminds me of him. Uh, he's been in and he played a killer in Sin City, and then of course he played the titular Maniac in the remake of Maniac, and he's done other horror stuff. But we know he can play a crazed killer. And then if I were gonna cast this movie, and I would love to see this, I would either go with Elijah Wood because he's got that sort of he's still got that sort of boyish, innocent look, but we know he can do crazy killer. And so as Frank has a 9-to-5 job, just a normal guy living his normal life, just happens to be a serial killer. And I think Elijah Wood would be really good at that. As the normal 9-to-5 Frank, you'd never suspect him. So I would either cast Elijah Wood, or I would go completely the opposite with someone like, just let's say, Lance Henriksen. Might be a little too old at this point to play it, but someone along those lines who, yeah, you might look at him and think that dude's a serial killer, but then to see him like this, come on, Lance Henriksen in this outfit, that'd be crazy. That'd be great. None of that has anything to do with actually reviewing the book, but again, I can't say too much. So I think this is just going to be a really short video because I recommend this. I'm repeating myself now. 4 out of 5. Well written, fun, interesting character, and I think all of the focus is on Frank and what he does. I don't think we really, we kind of meet some other secondary characters, but they're not developed as much as Frank is. Although there's one, I guess, a little bit, depending on your point of view, one of the cops. But yeah, I recommend it. The Unicorn Killer by Candace Nola. It's quick read. It's fun. You're supporting a wonderful author and cheerleader of horror. The Uncomfortably Dark website has tons of horror book reviews, and I believe there's a link tree so you can find all sorts of different stuff. Plus they publish stuff. Candace Nola wrote Bishop, which is great. She edited Baker's Dozen, which is a Splatterpunk Award winner, I think. And I believe Jeff Strand's story in that anthology also won a Splatterpunk Award, if I'm not mistaken. So she's an editor, an author, a publisher, a cheerleader for horror, a reviewer. So support Candace Nola. Read a fun book, The Unicorn Killer. I guess that's going to wrap it up. So, excuse me. Do I have a question for this video? I did not prepare. How about that? I'm just going to throw this out there since I have nothing else. You're casting a movie about a serial killer that dresses up like a unicorn. Who are you going to cast? And why? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here at the Low Budget Review Show. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the usual YouTube stuff. If you'd care to follow me on other social media, my Twitter is @Ronan5757. My Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, is Eric Smith 5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. That's all I've got. This has been the Low Budget Review Show. I have been Eric Smith, and until next time, read more books.